From making t-shirts to making names for other people, we're joined now by Chad Paris. Thanks for joining us, Chad.
Thanks, Matt. Glad to be here.
What makes Paris Leaf different than the companies you've worked for in the past?
Well, it took me a little while to start working in the design space. When I was at the t-shirt company, I got some great experience working with some really, really talented designers. Going from there to the marketing firm, that's where I got experience thinking more strategically. But it wasn't until we started our own thing, and then even a few years after that, that we evolved into this branding agency. So one thing people don't understand is that marketing, PR, advertising, and branding are all different subsidiaries of a similar industry, but they're not the same thing. A branding agency isn't always going to be in charge of marketing like social media and things like that, just like a marketing firm's not necessarily going to be purchasing your billboards. An ad agency isn't necessarily going to be pushing you on different publications and pitching your story, right? So we're very, very different as far as the services that we offer from the company that I came from. The marketing firm was mostly just peddling promotional items at the end of the day. Whereas us, we're thinking so much more strategically about how to move two major needles. One is revenue, which most in our industry focus on. The other is employee engagement. And that is such a big part of what a brand is. I've never seen anybody become a billionaire by themselves. So you have to drive employee engagement. You have to inspire people. For us, what makes us different than anybody else in our industry is our core focus on one word, and that's purpose. Our job is to help companies and organizations find that one word, that purpose, and what drives them every single day, and what should get their employees out of bed every single day, and what other employees should come work at this company or this organization because their personal purpose aligns with the company's purpose. So purpose is really our major focus as an agency. And then, like a lot of other agencies, not everyone, actually very few agencies actually do great creative work in addition to that. They're not necessarily good copywriters, or they're not necessarily good designers, or they're not both. We've been able to marry all of them. So purpose, design, and writing all married together, plus the caliber of everything else that we do, from digital to print, anything else that we touch, it's all going to be the highest quality in the industry.
What would you say is Paris Leaf's purpose?
So it's very simple, but more importantly is how we got to that purpose. So first, I wanted to mention, our creative director has been a huge driving force in us finding our own purpose. It was a really great conversation that he and I were having on our way back from Daytona Beach. We were doing a pitch to a client, and I posed a very simple question. If you could boil down Paris Leaf's purpose into one word, what would that one word be? And he thought about it for a second, and I had an answer in the back of my head, but I wanted to hear what his was. And it was awesome because he said the exact same word I was thinking, and it was purpose. At the end of the day, our purpose is to help other organizations find their purpose, to display it, show it, name it, and make their mark. So, yeah, purpose.
And Paris Leaf is going on 9 years as a company. What does it take to be a successful branding company?
It goes back to perseverance. I'd say quality, caring a lot about the employees more than anything else. I mean, our creatives are our consultants, they're our driving force. If they're not happy, they're not going to produce and create the best work for our clients if they're not engaged. I'd say landing clients that really align with their values, that really inspire them, is going to be really important. Quality is everything, but it always comes back to perseverance. The agencies that I've seen that are the most successful are the ones that were able to stay in business for long enough to kind of land that landmark client and to use that as a platform to continue growing their agency. Our focus hasn't necessarily been on that as much. It's been trying to spread that out across maybe one step below those landmark clients and finding a handful of clients that we can really pump a lot of energy and passion into. The other thing I've seen with other agencies is when they land that landmark client, it gets really boring. You end up having a lot of turnover. You're super focused on that one client all the time. That one employee or your group of employees are really laser focused on that landmark client. And so as a result, the work ends up getting boring. The quality of the work ends up kind of dying down. You end up kind of repeating the same sentences over and over again. So yeah, I'd say quality, perseverance, caring, those are all kind of the key fundamentals of our practice.